Yeah, welcome back. Let me. Binal, do you want to record also?
Right, so it's back to the mobile because
Mobile, yeah. So Deepa in any way
Yes.
recording. Yeah.
So should I ask the remaining
Yeah,
of
please.
the things
Please,
also?
please go ahead. Please.
Yes. Give me one sec. Sorry, give me one sec, please.
Yes, please.
So fixations necessarily are considered an association as inevitable.
Yes.
Do we want to say that fixations necessarily in association fixations are inevitable?
So suppose you have an association in your life, which we all have eventually. Some or other associations. Associations means for specific reason connecting with someone. These will happen definitely in life for everyone. Some specific association because of some reasons will be popping up.
Are they different from my relationships?
No, they are not. They are also so. They are also
So when-
that
Yes.
yeah.
So those are also with some reasons anyway.
Right. So if those reasons becomes your fixations, what is that? What does it mean? That means you start considering that this particular association is inevitable in my life. That without this particular association, my life cannot go peacefully, or it cannot get along. That's an assumption. That's an imagination. That's a fragmentation from the truth. It's not the fact. Our life will go on despite absence of anyone in life, anything in life. Nothing is inevitable. Do we identify this fact?
Yes.
That nothing in life is inevitable. So the moment you start considering an association in life is inevitable, it becomes your fixation.
What we mean by
And that will
inevitable
be-
is
without this, my life will not go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
My life
Fine.
will be shattered without this particular entity or this particular relation, anything. That's a specific dependency. So all are the synonymous. So if in relation,
yes. Yeah, sorry. Please say.
In relation, suppose if we bring this fixation element, then it is a depleting factor. It is not a fact. Fixations are not fact. Do you identify this? When we start considering that this fixation is my life, which are the beliefs, which are all these specific dependencies. So in case of relationship also, this works the same way, in the same framework.
Yes. What role do memories have?
In what? In relation?
In life, is that, I mean, is that like the loop, the depleting loop?
Memory?
I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Please answer, please.
I think as long as the memory is creating some sensation, it's going to create a loop, and it is an idea and imagination and suffering. But once the memory is not affecting us, not creating any sensation in us, it will anyway have memories.
So it is just a perception. It is like, it is a perception, and it stays there. It doesn't create a sensation in me.
Yes.
Then it does not deplete me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there could be two understanding of memory. One is the responsive memory, another is the reacting memory. Responsive memories will not bring any sensation, because everything is stored here. Whatever is captured through our sense organs, the 5 roots, everything is captured in our neurons. So whenever there is a time or instances with the similar experiences as past, the neurons will respond back the previous memory. Like you touch a fire, next time when you are near the fire, your responsive memory will alert you and you will protect yourself from fire. That's what is the responsive memory. But reacting memory is the memory when that idea of that particular past experience brings some sensation within. That's a phobia. That could be a phobia, or that could be a fantasy, you know.
Yes.
Like many a time a sexual experience of the past comes alive in the mind, and you start sensing the similar sexual urge. So this is a reacting memory that is acting, you know.
Yes. So, so even our, say, the life of, like our own life and our loved ones' life, that the way we look at it and the way we, the way we kind of respond to the happenings physically also, in terms of, say, a disease or something, this understanding will make a huge difference to it, is what I'm seeing.
Indeed.
Great. I got it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, I
Vikrant.
want to ask, does responsive memory create knots in our neurons, like, no?
No. Responsive memories means it's just the recorders that we have. It's a big hard disk as neurons we have. Every bits and pieces of the experiences are recorded there. So time to time it gets, it actually emerges. So that emergence is that responsiveness of the memory. If it is creating a knot, then it is definitely due to some ideas which you started considering as truth. Ideas are not truth. Ideas are imaginations and assumptions. So when we start considering ideas as truth, we bring conflict within, and that's nothing but the sensation loop, the vicious cycle of perception generating sensation and looping.
Yeah.
So you mean ideas being considered as facts,
Yes.
right?
Yes. What else?
Can we start
Hi,
a new
Shahil,
topic?
Richa. Yeah. Avinash.
Yeah, I have something to ask.
Sir.
Can I?
Please, sir.
Okay. So there is one thing, like, with this thing, just like, we have changed mango to mangola or maza, right? So is that so that with all the definitions also has been some chedchad in those definitions, because we have done, like, the so I mean, might be we need to rewrite the dictionary somewhere. Is that the case?
No, it's I think anyone else want to share something like this, something on this?
Did not understand properly.
Okay. So what Shahil is asking, that the kind of definitions that we read in the books have been also ideated and bringing some fragmentation of the truth as truth. Is that so, Sahil? Sahil?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
What he is proposing that do we need to rewrite these definitions? So I would propose that instead of rewriting these definitions, if we start actually questioning the existing definitions and continuing with the questioning, because the moment we rewrite, we also will end up doing the same thing, concluding something which is not the whole.
Okay.
It's a momentary conclusion. Are we able to identify this one? Because what we need to bring, to identify or to align ourselves with nature, this particular aspect of inquiry, which has been stopped because of the imposed definitions. Because of the imposed definition that I have to just mug up this definition and this is the final truth, kind of imposition is there in the schooling system. Primarily, schooling system is not that just the building or the school that you are teaching, but it's a complete society has got schooling system imbibed into it, of considering something as truth which is not truth.
So somewhere you are telling, I mean, framing a definition would also be very restrictive.
Yeah. So we can frame a definition with this tentativeness, that for now, under this current understanding, this seemingly a fact, but that fact also may get modified. Like for example, the definition of food that we propose in our workshops, that the food is the natural substance which is palatable in its unmodified form and abundantly available in nature. So through observation, we have devised this with an openness that it can be changed. For example, this abundant in nature was not there initially. 2 years back, in the definition, this abundant in nature was not there. We brought that in to include that, to identify that the milk is not our food. Milk is not our food, as in the grown-up people. For the grown-up people, milk is not our food, because that is not available, that is palatable in its natural form. It is palatable. Are you able to identify this? That milk is a palatable in its natural form, but even though it is not abundantly available in nature, it is only available for the baby in the womb and after the birth for some time.
I don't know. I'm not sure whether it is palatable also, because when we are small, we don't like the taste of milk, and we have acquired the taste of milk.
Are you sure? Are you sure that when we are small, we don't like the taste of milk?
Not the mother's milk, own mother's milk. It is. I'm talking about the cow milk.
Others' milk. Okay.
Yeah. Cow's milk, specifically.
Yeah, if it is not palatable, then also it is being discarded as food. But in general, we see that without modification also it is acceptable. It can be consumed. Palatability means not relishing. Yes, Sahil. Anyway, we are drifting towards something else, but you made a very deep point. Yeah, please continue.
Okay. Another thing, I mean, if you're just sharing this idea, for example, the perception, or I'm just, wondering, how would an old person, who have lived the life, maybe, 50 plus or somewhere, when the person has already, lived, quite a bit amount of life, how would that person, look at this proposal, wherein maybe there is like like lot of toxin which has already been accumulated in the body, or they have maybe they have taken a lot of medicines, or they are currently on medication, for example, and if something of this nature is proposed, will that create anxiety, worry, or stress in that person, you know so I'm just thinking, before we present, or before we share the idea, how would the person take it? So will that bring about stress?
Very, very deep question again, once again. So this reminds me the similar question, like suppose an individual uh, is going through the stage of cancer, and which is a kind of point of no return for that individual. Hypothetically, let's identify. For that individual, will this understanding bring any change or not? Because in any way, that person is going to die in some time. Point of no return has been reached by that individual. Even then, this understanding will bring can bring lot of clarity before the death, and that's very much valuable. You know, bringing clarity in anyone's life is the utmost gift of life. So, but definitely the condition remains the same, whether that individual is interested to understand this or not. If you are imposing that, that will go in vain. That will be an innervation for the person who is proposing and the person who is being proposed, both. Are you able to identify? Because ultimately this, to start with, you know, we all do have our toxic past. We all
Correct.
do have, and the unknotting is a continuous process. But the moment we identify this fact, clarity comes, and that clarity actually brings far more relaxing state, an end of suffering for the newer suffering, and the one will be identifying also the older suffering, and that could come as a sensation for unknotting purpose. So if we identify that, then this is a really blissful life, even if it is for a few days left.
But
I
sir,
think
that can only
we-
that can only happen if there is openness to inquire in that person.
yes. If the individual is not interested in knowing this, then all the endeavors will be useless. You can just subtly propose that this particular understanding is available. If you are interested, then we can start conversation. If you are not,
Okay.
then it's okay, kind of. So that way, ultimately the individual's interest is the primary thing here.
Right. Because I mean, I was just reflecting on you know what we were discussing in the I mean in the camp there, that you know the best part is like your P1 is visible to the world, right? P2 and
Yes,
P3 is not. Correct.
yes,
So I
yes,
mean, it is like somewhere it is our decision also to bring forth uh, our understanding of things. So that is also
yeah,
kind of a
exactly.
decision that needs to
Yes,
be made.
yes, Vijay. P1 is physical, P2 is physiological, and P3 is psychological. So for the point Sahil was making is that physical is available for everyone. My physical existence is available for everyone, but my physiological sensations are available for me only. My psychological perceptions are also available to me only. So that's a benefit of this wholesome understanding, that I can process it myself the way I want. My action may or may not include that processing. Hmm. Yes, I just answered Vijay's question, actually. Yeah.
No, I think I've got some clarity. I think
Hmm.
to approach people who are, I mean, in their
Yes,
50s, or I
yes,
mean, yes, if it is stressful, then maybe the engagement won't be there, and then there would be a diversion from the the idea or the topic, or
indeed,
else
indeed.
if somebody is of the inquiry mindset, then maybe this would bring us clarity. So I really like that. Clarity is kind of a
Yeah. Before the
yeah.
death, if the clarity comes, then what else one needs? You know, and in any way, we are going to die. The toxins are there or not, those are the secondary thing, but the clarity is the primary for a Homo sapiens. Like, for example, in this scam, what was the process? Process was to get some interested people for the camp. So interested people means the meaningful conversation can happen. Similar way, whenever you identify an individual near to you who might need it but may not sense the need of this clarity, you may certainly propose that this clarity, this understanding is available. I am also exploring. Would you like to inquire together? If that individual has got some flame in him, will come out of it. Yeah, come out with it.
Yeah. Okay.
Any other point?
No, I think that gives. I mean,
Yeah.
inquiry is something that is the triggering or starting point. But I mean,
Yeah.
an approach of telling do's and don'ts is something which is, which is a little dangerous, right? Which might be very repulsive.
Which is the replication of medicinal approach,
Correct,
do's and
correct.
don'ts,
Yeah.
prescriptions.
Yes, correct. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, Anshu, you're saying something.
Yeah, I was telling one scenario. Like sometimes some people are interested, but they feel hesitation because they think that is it worth an effort? This process of inquiry and any change in changing to natural lifestyle, and for example, my sister, I see a lot of times she's interested and she wants to talk to me about these things, but when we start discussion or conversation, in the middle she stops and she says that okay, I'm not interested. But I see that there is interest, but she's hesitant, and because she feels that is it worth the effort, and there'll be a lot of things changing in the process. So what about this scenario? Do we go ahead
Yeah, we can't do anything, we can't do anything in these scenarios other than deepening our own inquiry, that may rekindle the interest in those individual, those who are going for some distance and then again coming back. So that may bring again inquiry within, curiosity within that individual, and asking you again that what is the secret of you being so calm and patient, and all these things will be asked to an inquiring person, that how you remain so patient. And for an inquiring person, patience is not the objective, it's a byproduct. Because when you are inquiring, that time patience is a byproduct. Not being angry is a byproduct. That's not an objective, that I'll not become angry. You're able to comprehend this?
Yeah. So we have to our own example only we can present, and that may
that too the objective is not to present. Objective,
yes,
that would be a byproduct once again.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Who else? Richa, how are you doing? Avinash, Richa.
Oh, I visited their house. Everything is fine.
Yeah, we are fine.
Yeah. Sahil confirmed that.
Okay, yeah, we are good. We are good, Kalyan. So, Kalyan, can we induce or create inquiry in someone?
No.
Huh?
No. How can we? Because the P2 and P3 is in that individual. Yes, Minu.
So spending time agenda-lessly with those individuals.
An agenda is to rekindle the inquiry.
That can happen.
Agenda is to rekindle the inquiry in that individual. Are you saying that, Minu? Hello. Yeah. So in general, what Minu is in train, so that's why maybe dropping the network. So what Minu is proposing that, Richa,
Yeah.
when we spend without agenda a lot of physical proximity time with an individual, that time actually that individual may get an interest in your state of being, which is already an inquiring being, you know.
Okay.
So that could be definitely a possibility of bringing one into the process of inquiry. But then again, if you are bringing that target, that objective, then it is no more an agenda-less timing.
Okay. Yeah.
When we spend time agenda-lessly, then actually the relationship evolves at the deeper level. Yes, Avinash.
Hi.
Hi. Yes.
Okay, so I mean, you're just saying that we all gonna die, right? So, and we don't know when we are going to die, right? So, why do we do so much of inquiry? I mean, why can't we accept whatever it is and just live by the day?
Yeah. So we don't have any other option but to inquire. We don't have any other option but to inquire. Like we don't have any other option but to heal ourselves. Those are the natural movement available within us. Healing naturally by itself, inquiring naturally by itself. So inquiring is nothing like I have to initiate something, I have to start it strategically. It is not inquiry. Inquiring is a natural knack, and that natural knack is actually already there within us. Just these got blocked. So the proposal is not that we have to start inquiry, we have to unblock inquiry. Is it comprehensible? I'm not sure. Could you comprehend?
Yeah, but I was thinking that just like inquiry is natural to a being, isn't accepting certain facts also equally natural? So at times you,
For example,
sunlight, right? It exists, right? And I don't want to inquire much about sunlight, right?
no, why not?
I mean, why would I? I'm not sure. Why would I do that? I mean, it's there and
Because
there's
of
nothing.
because of our neural structure. So this why would I should be asked to a child. You know, you ask a child that why are you asking question? Who trained you to ask question? Because a child asks question because of the neural structure. You know, it is our we cannot suppress it. The questions and inquiring together, further inquiring together will be there for sure unless we block it. When you shout at a child that don't ask any more question, that time that questioning is suppressed. Otherwise, it's very natural knack, be it about the sunlight or about the tree or about any human or whatever, she will keep on asking question, and that's what is the inquiring knack.
But then there comes a point, maybe a child or an adult, where your inquiry becomes, or the answer to your inquiry becomes acceptable to you, and then you stop inquiring, isn't it so?
That's what is the belief. The belief starts at that point when it stops.
I think that is a fragmentation of the whole truth.
That is the fragmentation of the whole. When the answer is always a momentary conclusion that we get. An inquiring person will never translate an answer achieved or attained as a conclusion or belief. she will always go to the next layer to explore further, and then next layer, and then next layer. So it is an unending journey altogether, without forming a belief. The moment you form a belief, yeah, like an onion when peeled, Vijay said so.
Yeah, but exactly my point. Like,
What is the point of peeling?
The peels will end somewhere, right? I mean, then there will be no onion.
No. Here, the onion has got a physical existence, and that's why it ends. But here, exploring the truth is endless. We can never reach the truth, but we are equipped with the potentiality to unlayer the truth layer by layer.
Okay. I'll process it for some time.
Yes.
Maybe I'll come back later again. Yeah.
Yes. It needs processing, because many times we start considering that it is useless to inquire, because when we cannot reach the whole, then what is the point in trying to reach the whole? Because the point here is that we don't have any other option, but the life goes in that format only. Yes, Shilpi, please.
Sir, can we, when somebody does not want to inquire, is there a way that we can, kind of inquire about what's going on with their life
Yes,
and start
we
from
can.
there? Because that is something which is very close to them, and and something that they want to. Most of the time they are, if they are discomforted with any parts of it, then they are open to inquiring together on that without any conclusion or preachiness. Can we, like, the way we do it in the
Yes.
in the RFP calls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Can we?
it is as good as identifying a chronic state of individual, and identifying the innervations that are undergoing in that individual. Because stoppage of inquiry and stoppage of healing both has got the same reason of absence of conserved vitality, conserved energy. Stoppage of healing and stoppage of inquiry has got both same disposition of absence of conserved vitality. So
Sir,
we
I
need
find it
to
a
inquire.
little like chicken and egg story. This also, as well as the physically the fever understanding also, that
Mhm.
because of lack of conserved energy, one is not able to inquire, and
Because of conserved energy, yes, not.
and
Yeah.
because one is not able to inquire, the energy depletion is happening.
Yes. This is something like innervation and toxemia, that vicious cycle. Do you remember?
Yes. So that's exactly what. So, like, I feel that same thing. So, in a lot of cases, when one is not getting fever, we say that the fever is not coming because it needs a lot of energy from the body.
Yes.
But to heal also, that one needs the fever to come. So how will how will one of them happen if there is no, like, there's nothing, one, like, it's like a cart before the horse and horse before the cart, like, kind of that.
Yeah, I'll just try and bring a simplification here. Have you watched an individual who is treating himself medically lifelong, also has fever? You have watched many people like this, isn't it?
Yes.
So what is the crux of it? Fever is an initiative of the body to detox the body. So despite all sorts of suppression, body always tries to come back with fever. So it has got an inquiry. A person who has got suppressed inquiry, suppose, also will have some or other inquiring knack in him. One just need to tap that, to identify and observe that individual and tap that individual there if it gets rekindled. But ultimately the onus goes on the individual's interest. Unless that individual has got interest, it cannot happen. So one needs to try those taps, perhaps tapping, that whether the inquiry is still there or not, because the questioning will be there in some other form, maybe some analytical form, goal form, like the objective oriented form, but questioning knack will be found in that individual. Yeah, Deepa,
Yes.
how much minute is left for this session?
We have 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Can I say one thing?
Yes, Meenu, please.
I just want to say that when Shilpi is talking about innovation and toxemia, the like it is a vicious circle, but it starts with innovation.
Yes.
So it's not as if it's a chicken and egg story. We clearly know that it starts with innovation.
Yeah, it's a very valid point. Yes, Shilpi, could you get that?
So, no, I'm not sure.
Mhm.
So when it starts with innovation, then no, but if say, for instance, if somebody is innovated to an
Mhm.
extent that it's chronic and one is not getting the fever because there's no energy, and because there is, because one is not able to get the fever, one is not able to get rid of that toxins also.
Yeah.
So how will this
what?
get? So, but I think
Yeah.
what you said earlier is that, so even people who are not keeping well, in a chronic state also get the fever. So if the body is as
So this is a sign
innovated,
of sign
sorry.
of the innate knack of the body to bring back the homeostasis.
Yeah. So if
It's a
one is
sign.
not, can I understand that if one is not getting the fever, then the body does not need it right now?
Further innervated. No, not always. Not always. If the body doesn't have a conserved vitality, it cannot raise also. Both the possibilities are there. If there is no fever, then there could be one possibility, what you are saying. Another possibility is that individual lacks conserved vitality. That is why the body is not able to raise it.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Anyway, the point Meenu tried to
I could not
emphasize
make
is that
out.
it starts with the depletion of energy. Then the toxemia beyond a limit starts accumulating within the body. So it's always starts with the depletion.
Yes. But the fact is that most of the time when we start understanding all this, we've already gone through the innovation.
Yeah, whether we understand or not, fact remains the fact.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Yes, fine. Thanks.
Right. So we'll continue our conversation going forward. Thanks for the silent members like Vijay, Basabdi, for being part. So hopefully you'll get more inquiry. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Meenu.
So, Meenu, you're
Bye.
carrying the beddings or?
Yeah, it's my bed, sir.
Yeah. Because
We don't get it in
trains
the
these
train
days.
anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.